Iran. Iran is one of my 5 favorite places on earth, and everyone I've ever recommended to go see it has ranked it right there. It is phenomenal. Great people, great food, great history, tons of ancient history, wonderful architecture, wonderful music. It is just a neat place to go in every way. Now, the best time to go, you don't want to go in the dead of summer, like July and August, because it can be very hot. Most of it's a desert, but they do have high mountains up near Tehran where you can actually go skiing in the winter. Reminds me a little bit like Salt Lake climate. Like they have a skiing nearby, and they have the city right at the base of the mountains. And but you don't want to go in July and August; it's way too hot. But don't go in the dead of winter either, because some parts are very cold. So I recommend anytime like April, May, maybe early June, and then maybe starting September, October. They're excellent times to go there. Now, you'd want to go on an escorted tour, a bus with a guide and driver, and other people. Or you want to fly to a city and have a car meet you with a driver and a guide. That's my favorite way to do it, because you can stay as long as you want anywhere. You don't have to worry about the other people. And when you go in the different mausoleums and mosques and the markets and things, you can hear what they're talking about easier, because it's just you and your guide. So you can stay as long as you want at any spots you'd like to go to see. So they're the best way to see it. The country is quite big. It's over here, right here. Do you see this sort of purple? Do you see how big that is? I mean, it's a big country right there. It's on the Caspian Sea up here, and the Gulf of Oman, and right, it just covers right there. Now, where you're going to fly to first is Tehran, over there. Then you go to Isfahan, and then you go down here to Shiraz, and then you want to go to Masada, which is over here. Now, those 4 areas you must go to, because they're different. Now, Daniel the prophet, well, here, let me pause it for a minute. I better draw a rough map, and it's a rough map, but it's something like that. Okay, here's the Caspian Sea. Here's Tehran. Here's Isfahan. Here's Shiraz. And here's Mashhad. Now, those areas you have to see. Now, there's a whole lot of other areas that you need to see. There's several areas around here. I mean, if you're interested in karpas, the Persian karpas, they have areas here where they actually make them, and you can go there and you can buy them. And they have an island down here called Kish, Kish, and that's kind of interesting. They're trying to make it very popular, more of a, I guess you might say, a Waikiki, Hawaii type of vacation. But I don't know if it'll ever make it for the Americans, because we went there, my Iranian friend and I went, and the beaches right now are men beaches, and way over here are women beaches. They can't swim together. I thought right there, forget it, baby. It's not going to happen. So as a result, there are several things that they have to work out. You can ride camels there, or you can ride camels several places there. But I want to point this out first. Down here in the lower left-hand corner, right near the Iraqi border, right here is a town where Daniel the prophet is buried. And you can go to his grave, and it's very interesting, very unique. Then dead west of Tehran, right about here, is where Esther is buried. She's in the Old Testament too, and she's buried. So the history is very old here. It's been there, they say at least 6,000 years old, and sometimes they say it's older. But you must go there because it is wonderful, and the food is to die for. I like the lamb kebab best. I have that at least once a day. But do be prepared because they're going to serve you rice. And when they serve you rice, they bring a big bowl like that, and that's just for you. They bring a big bowl like that for everybody there. And as a result, after about 2 meals, I can't eat any more rice. And they get highly insulted, I think. Say, please, just American-sized rice. Just a little scoop right there. And they will get a bigger scoop, but we work it out. But be prepared to have rice, tons of it. And after I've been there 6 times, and by the 5th and 6th time, several times I've said, no rice. By the 4th or 5th or 6th, 7th day you're there, no more rice, thank you. But it's wonderful. They're very excellent cooks, great people. Now, you probably fly to Tehran. And Tehran is a big city. I think I heard there's something like 12 million people there, but it's a big city. And it's a beautiful city. It's kind of level, but at the edge of big mountains, just like Salt Lake City, sort of. And that you go to different museums. They have beautiful, wonderful museums there. They have museums of the old stuff, and they have more modern museums. But and then they have shops where a lot of people go and buy things, almost anything. The thing that I really wanted the first time I went was to, maybe the second time, I wanted to buy a camel bone painting. What they do is they take a bone from a camel. I've heard different parts of the bone, but it's flat, make it very flat. And they're different sizes because I wanted to carry it home and not have it shipped. I wanted one that was about this big picture, and it has the bone in it. And then they paint on the bone. And really nice painting. It will definitely remind you of Iran. And I had them framed there. And the first time I went, or maybe the second time I went, they advertised on the door, they took MasterCard and Visa. I said, wow. They didn't the first time. And so I went in and I ordered this beautiful camel bone painting. And I said, I'll pay with my MasterCard. He said, good. And he ran it and it denied it. And I said, it can't deny it. And he said, do you have another? They tried it 4 or 5 times. He really wanted the sale and denied it. And he tried my Visa, the same thing. So I said, there's something wrong. So he called this phone number. I thought it was ringing maybe in Tehran because we were in Shiraz. And I thought, So it rang, and he just said, here, talk to them. And this woman spoke perfect American English. I said, I'm stunned that you speak English so well. And she, well, I'm in North Dakota. And I said, oh, I guess you should speak it pretty good. Anyway, I said, I thought you were in Iran. I'm in Iran. She said, really? I said, yes. And I want to know why my MasterCard was denied. And she said, it never made it here. I don't see it ever reached us to accept or deny it. I said, really? She said, I tell you what, what's your card number? And I gave it to her. And she gave me a code. But he could not use that code because it had to come from the Tehran office. And so I didn't buy it. And I had the cash to do it, but I didn't want to spend it that early in my trip. But I could have. But I said, I won't buy it because I want you to be mad enough to talk to the people and say, hey, I lost this sale kind of a sizable sale. And I lost the sale because it didn't go through to the States to get approved. And we called, and he got the approval. And here's the approval code. But they wouldn't accept it. So anyway, I didn't buy it that time, but the next time I went back, and the credit cards worked, so it was okay. So what you do is you have to spend at least 3 days and 4 nights in Tehran. It's lots of parks and lots of things to do, great restaurants, and a lot of things to see. And then you go and now this is what normally people do. They'll go down to Isfahan, which is right below Tehran, and that is a beautiful city. Lots of things, temples and things. Everything here is 6,000 years old, at least 2 or 3,000. And so there's Isfahan, and that's where you want to go because it's a beautiful city. And then you'll go down to Shiraz, which is totally different again. And you'll want to go there because of the ruins and the history and the culture. Each one of these places has something a little bit different. And then fly from here up to Mashhad. And it's right on the corner of Turkmenistan and Afghanistan, I think, is over here. And but you want to go there because they have huge mosques, and they have this mosque that has a gold dome, and you can see it from everywhere at night because they light it up, and it's almost hypnotic. Here's this lighted gold thing way over there. It's on top of that mosque, and it's beautiful. Now, you have to make sure. Sometimes the women can't go in. Now the problem that I don't know if it's a problem, but women cannot go there unless they have the right clothing. And men they can wear what I have on basically, but you should have a long sleeve shirt to go inside the mosques, and respect because you have to take your shoes off, and but the women. They have to wear long pants, and you just kind of a skirt there below the knee and over the pants, and they have to wear the long sleeved everything, and then they wear the scarf around. They still see the face, but everything else must be covered. Even the hands are covered most of the time. But as I mentioned, the men and the women, even in bars and dance places at night. Now they don't drink liquor, but they go and have a great time. The Iranians are fun-loving people, and they will go and drink sodas and things, and they will dance. But the men and women can't dance together. They can't touch each other. They will dance close, but not too close. But it's interesting to watch. It's kind of sad. But they have to be very separate. Even dating, they have to be separate. And I won't go into the dating policies, but you won't get involved in that. But now, what you need to do is at least 3 full days in Tehran, at least 3 full days in Shiraz, and at least 3 full days in Isfahan. And you need a full 24 hours in Mashhad to see the mosque and the other things, museums and things they have there. Their market there is very interesting to go through. And it's big. Oh, wow, is it big? But you walk through with your guide, and they'll try to sell you everything. But just say yes or no, and you'll love it. Now, there's, I've got to make sure I tell you the truth. Persepolis, when you see Persepolis in person or in pictures before you go, you'll recognize it. It is absolutely phenomenal. The carvings, some of it's in ruins because it's been there forever. And back in the days of the Old Testament, back in Daniel and Esther's time, And Cyrus the Great, his grave is right by there. And well, it's been robbed, but you can see over there in the mountain where he's buried, was buried. And his body is somewhere else. They don't know where, I think. But you must go to Persepolis. It's right outside of Shiraz. And you'll maybe half an hour, 45 minutes outside, and walk around the old ruin. It's beautiful. Very, very impressive, with the carvings of the horses and the men. But the minute you see it, the picture of it, you'll say, I have seen that before. It's world famous. And most of the places that you go to are famous, and because they've been there forever. And everybody's gone through there. Marco Polo, everybody's gone through there.
Where is this area?
Iran.
What part of it?
All of it. They've gone through all of it. And it's just amazing. Now there's another area that most people don't go to. It's sort of the southeast part right here. And I recommend going because they have some beautiful ruins there. It's sort of out of the way, and some of it was destroyed in an earthquake that happened maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. And but if you want to go there, tell your tour company to put you down in this part down in here. Kerman is probably the airport you'll fly to, but there's several places you could go to, but come on, go fly there, and then they have driver and guide take you somewhere, or be on your motor coach tour and they can drive you down. But yeah, you'll love Iran. As I mentioned, everyone I've ever sent there, I said, oh my word, it's the best country in the world, and I said, what's in the top 5? And it really is. So I hope you have a fantastic time in Iran, and make sure you go right time of year, not too cold, not too hot.
Jerry, how did you travel between the cities while you're there?
I fly between the cities. I like flying between the cities. Now I've been there 6 times, I have driven between some of the cities. And that's wonderful too. But to me, it gets repetitious. Now
Is it easy to rent a car and get an airplane
No.
tickets there?
It's easy to get tickets there. About going there, now as Americans, we are special. You cannot go to Iran just to fly over there and go. It takes about 3 months, 4 months to get your visa. What you do is you go to a tour operator. I use Mir Corporation. And they and I discuss what I want to do that trip. And so we make the plans, make everything organized, everything prepaid, everything ready to go. And then we start the visa. And I think, and I may lie to you because it has changed once it changed, I think it's the Portuguese embassy in DC that is handling the Iranian visa, because Iran is not recognized here and we sort of don't recognize them. You can go there, there's no problem. I've never felt unsafe in Iran. I feel safer than I do in some of the cities in America. But you have to have everything organized, totally confirmed, and then you they send your form that you fill out along with your itinerary to the country who is giving the Iranian visas, and it takes about 2 months, sometimes up to 3 months to get it. So don't wait till the last minute because you're not going. And start your trip at least 9 months in advance if you're going to Iran to get what you want, and the hotel category, and the guides. But you can do almost anything you want there, but you have to do it in advance. Pay for it, confirm it, everything. You can change your mind when you get over there. And
So you cannot change your mind when you get over there?
no. Now you can change your mind what you do each day while you're there. I know we were in Tehran one time, and they wanted me to go into this shop that sold the camel bone paintings, and I already had one from another trip. So I went in just to keep peace in the family, and it was expensive. And they had beautiful ones, but I already had one that was beautiful also. And I told them before I went in, I really don't want to buy one, but they would get commission. So I said, okay, let's go. And but as a result, the high pressure sales on that particular, but usually they don't. Usually they're very calm, very easygoing people, and they don't push you. And take advantage of, like they have a magnificent several in Tehran, historical museums, and they're wonderful. Showing the different dresses they had, different everything. It's a great place to go.
Is it easy for Americans to get into legal trouble in Iran?
The answer is, he asked, is it easy for Americans to get into legal problems there? I guess so. The problems you'll run into, let's say the woman that's going, American woman, for example, she refuses to wear the scarf around her head. They'll put her on a plane and she leaves. And I felt, you never know. But they do have certain things that you don't do. I mean, don't go there and start preaching religion. Don't go there and start condemning their government. Just go and enjoy the culture and the history. And there's tons of things to do. Now, one time, because my friend said you must go to the Caspian, so we went to the Caspian out of Tehran, and we drove from Tehran to the Caspian Sea, and we drove along over here, came down, and then came back. A wonderful trip. We had some great caviar as a result. Really a wonderful place to go. And but anyway, enjoy your trip there because it's well worth going. One thing I failed to mention is you need to go to, I've got to read it down, Nishapur, is because this is where Omar Khayyam is buried. And you can see the grave.
Who is that?
Omar Khayyam.
Yeah, who is that?
He's a world famous author, writer. Wrote a lot of stories and things. And a lot of them we know here. But look up Omar Khayyam. He, now where he is located, it's not easy to get there. I had to pay a lot of extra money to go there. You fly to Mashhad, which is over here. There's Mashhad. And then you drive about an hour and a half, sort of almost dead west, and you go to where he's buried. And it's really neat to go see it. There are a lot of Iranians that know him because there were probably 200 people that went the day I went, the time I went. And then we got in the car, ate lunch, and then drove back to Mashhad. It was a very interesting trip if you're interested in literature from that period of time.